Ashtavakra Janaka said, "How is one to acquire knowledge? How is one to attain liberation? And how is one to reach dispassion? Tell me this, sir." 1.1 Ashtavakra said, "If you are seeking liberation, my son, avoid the objects of the senses like poison and cultivate tolerance, sincerity, compassion, contentment, and truthfulness as the antidote." 1.2 You do not consist of any of the elements, earth, water, fire, air, or even ether. To be liberated, know yourself as consisting of consciousness, the witness of these. 1.3 If only you will remain distinct in consciousness, seeing yourself as distinct from the body, then even now you will become happy, peaceful and free from bonds. 1.4 You do not belong to the Brahmin or any other caste. You are not at any stage, nor are you anything that the eye can see. You are unattached and formless, the witness of everything. So be happy. 1.5 Righteousness and unrighteousness, pleasure and pain are purely of the mind and are no concern of yours. You are neither the doer nor the reaper of the consequences, so you are always free. 1.6 You are the one witness of everything and are always completely free. The cause of your bondage is that you see the witness as something other than this. 1.7 Since you have been bitten by the black snake, the opinion about yourself that I am the doer, drink the antidote of faith in the fact that I am not the doer, and be happy. 1.8 Burn down the forest of ignorance with the fire of the understanding that I am the one pure awareness, and be happy and free from distress. 1.9 That in which all this appears is imagined like the snake in a rope. That joy, supreme joy, and awareness is what you are, so be happy. 1.10 If one thinks of oneself as free, one is free, and if one thinks of oneself as bound, one is bound. Here this saying is true, thinking makes it so. 1.11 Your real nature is as the one perfect, free, and actionless consciousness, the all-pervading witness, unattached to anything, desireless and at peace. It is from illusion that you seem to be involved in samsara. 1.1 To meditate on yourself as motionless awareness, free from any dualism, giving up the mistaken idea that you are just a derivative consciousness for anything external or internal. 1.13 You have long been trapped in the snare of identification with the body. Sever it with the knife of knowledge that I am awareness, and be happy, my son. 1.14 You are really unbound and actionless, self-illuminating and spotless already. The cause of your bondage is that you are still resorting to stilling the mind. 1.15 All of this is really filled by you and strung out in you, for what you consist of is pure awareness, so don't be small-minded. 1.16 You are unconditioned and changeless, formless and immovable, unfathomable awareness, unperturbable, so hold to nothing but consciousness. 1.17 Recognize that the apparent is unreal, while the unmanifest is abiding. Through this initiation into truth you will escape falling into unreality again. 1.18 Just as a mirror exists everywhere both within and apart from its reflected images, so the Supreme Lord exists everywhere within and apart from this body. 1.19 Just as one and the same all-pervading space exists within and without a jar, so the eternal, everlasting God exists in the totality of things. 1.20 Janaka said, "Truly I am spotless and at peace, the awareness beyond natural causality. All this time I have been afflicted by delusion." 2.1 As I alone give light to this body, so I do to the world. As a result the whole world is mine, or alternatively nothing. Island 2.2 So now that I have abandoned the body and everything else, by good fortune my true self becomes apparent. 2.3 Waves, foam, and bubbles do not differ from water. In the same way, all this which has emanated from oneself is no other than oneself. 2.4 When you analyze it, cloth is found to be just thread. In the same way, when all this is analyzed it is found to be no other than oneself. 2.5 The sugar produced from the juice of the sugar cane is permeated throughout with the same taste. In the same way, all this, produced out of me, is completely permeated with myself. 2.6 From ignorance of oneself, the world appears, and by knowledge of oneself it appears no longer. From ignorance of the road it appears to be a snake, and by knowledge of it it is so no longer. 2.7 Shining is my essential nature, and I am nothing other than that. When the world shines forth, it is only me that is shining forth. 2.8 All this appears in me imagined due to ignorance, just as a snake appears in the rope, the mirage of water in the sunlight, and silver in mother of pearl. 2.9 All this, which has originated out of me, is resolved back into me too, like a jug back into clay, a wave into water, and a bracelet into gold. 2.10 How wonderful I am! Glory to me, for whom there is no destruction, remaining even beyond the destruction of the world from Brahma down to the last clump of grass. 2.11 How wonderful I am! Glory to me, solitary even though with a body, neither going or coming anywhere, I who abide forever, filling all that island. 2.12 How wonderful I am! Glory to me! There is no one so clever as me. I who have borne all that is forever, without even touching it with my body. 2.13 How wonderful I am! Glory to me! I who possess nothing at all, or alternatively possess everything that speech and mind can refer to. 2.14 Knowledge, what is to be known, and the knower, these three do not exist in reality. I am the spotless reality in which they appear because of ignorance. 2.15 Truly dualism is the root of suffering. There is no other remedy for it than the realization that all this that we see is unreal, and that I am the one stainless reality, consisting of consciousness, 2.16 I am pure awareness, though through ignorance I have imagined myself to have additional attributes. By continually reflecting like this, my dwelling place is in the unimagined. 2.17 For me here is neither bondage nor liberation. The illusion has lost its basis and ceased. Truly all this exists in me, though ultimately it does not even exist in me. 2.18 Recognizing that all this and my body too are nothing, while my true self is nothing but pure consciousness, what is there left for the imagination to work on now? 2.19 The body, heaven and hell, bondage and liberation, and fear too. All this is pure imagination. What is there left to do for me whose very nature is consciousness? 2.20 I do not even see dualism in a crowd of people, so what do I gain if it is replaced by a desert? 2.21 I am not the body, nor is the body mine. I am not a living being. I am consciousness. It was my thirst for living that was my bondage. 2.22 Truly it is in the infinite ocean of myself that, stimulated by the colorful waves of the world, everything suddenly arises in the wind of consciousness. 2.23 In the infinite ocean of myself, the wind of thought subsides, and the world boat of the living being traders is wrecked by lack of goods. 2.24 How wonderful it is that in the infinite ocean of myself the waves of living beings arise, collide, play, and disappear, in accordance with their nature. 2.25